Hello everyone, this is Jessica Krasner, Strategic Account Manager for Software, and this is your IT 2-minute warning. And this week, I want to talk about an announcement that came out from Microsoft regarding Office for iPad. So this is a big move from a Microsoft perspective, and mostly because for the first time ever, we're actually going to hear Microsoft people mention Apple in conversation. So it's definitely a big change, and it is Microsoft's attempt to bridge the gap between the different device platforms and pull everybody into being able to utilize the Microsoft stack. Now, this is it's a big step for iPad users, but I wanted to talk about the licensing implications when it comes to looking at Office for iPad in a corporate environment. Because if you're an end user and you're using this in a in a personal manner for home use and things like that, that's fine, right? So you download the app and you get the free app on your iPad, and then you utilize Office 365 to be able to utilize the full functionality of Office, okay? But when we talk about this from a corporate perspective, the licensing is very different, and there are things that we need to consider when we look at your your BYOD strategies and your secondary and tertiary machines that you want to use as companion devices, because there are different licensing implications when we look at how you bring those devices into your environment. Okay, so number one, first and foremost, this is an Office 365 play. Okay, without Office 365, you're still going to have to utilize remote desktop, and you're going to have to utilize different features and functionalities within the Microsoft stack to remote into Office. When we talk about it from an actual on your iPad perspective, this is an Office 365. So first and foremost, you need an Office 365 subscription. Okay. Now we have to look at is who owns this device. So we look at it from either it's a corporately owned device or it was a personal owned device. From there, we have to look at if it's either way, does that device come into the building, or does it stay outside of the building, and is it used strictly as a companion device? So these are the things we have to look at from a licensing standpoint, because it becomes extremely important, when we look at your agreements and how you want to license it going forward. The biggest thing I can tell you is that as you're looking at your BYOD strategy, even your companion devices today, regardless of whether it's Windows-based, Android-based, iOS-based, regardless, it's important to look at it as it stands today and then what you would like to see it look like, because we can start to look at how you want to map your licensing accordingly. Okay, Office 365 does do a lot to bridge those gaps, because when we talk about Office specifically, Office 365 allows 5 downloads per person, whereas typically Office has always been a per device license. So that's where the change happens. But the big thing here is take a look at your strategy now, look at your strategy going forward, and we'll figure out a licensing method. This is Jessica Krasner, Strategy 2-Minute Warning. I'll talk next week. Thanks.